Hey guys, it's Lizzie here. So today I'm going to show you how to create this rainbow eye makeup look, which is inspired by Pride, which is next weekend in Brighton. So I thought I'd give you a little bit of inspiration about how you could do your makeup that day. So if you want to know how to recreate this look, then just keep watching. Thank you. So firstly I'm going to conceal my eyes, and for that I'm going to use NYX HD Concealer in their lightest shade. I'm just going to take that underneath my eyes and across my eyelids. I'm going to blend that in with a fluffy brush. This is just to give us a more even base so that the colours appear a lot brighter and stand out. And because I think the colours will have a fair amount of fallout, or at least they're all quite bright anyway, I'm going to do my foundation last. Now I'm just going to set that concealer in place with a little bit of translucent powder, and for that I'm using Emotional Brilliance by Lush. Underneath the eyes I'm just going to take the tiniest amount of powder, just because we're going to have to blend our foundation into it eventually, and if you have too much powder there, they just won't blend together too well. It will start to get quite cakey. And for the transition colour I'm going to take this contour shade from Sleek, and it's in their contouring kit in shade Light. Just taking that onto a fluffy brush, I'm just going to run that across the crease. You really don't need much of this, you can add more later. Now for this look you are going to need a fair amount of brushes, or you can wipe them off and clean them off in between each use. I'm going to try and stick with separate brushes for each part because I do have a fair amount, but you know, just work with what you've got. To start off with we're going to use the smallest brush for the inner corners, and I'm going to use the same colour on both sides. And for that I'm going to use Thrash from the Urban Decay Electric palette. So I'm just going to take a really small amount of that on the inner corner on both sides of the eye. So I've decided to start with this because it's the lightest really out of all the shades. I'm then going to take Buttercup Cake from Sugar Pill Cosmetics, and for this I am going to use the same brush, and that's going to go this side right next to the green, the lime green. I'm really patting the product onto the skin. What you want to do is first place the brush where you want the most amount of colour, so right in the centre of that band of colour, and then start to feather out the edges so that they blend easily into the next colour. And think about how many colours you're having on this eye. So I've also got orange and red to go, so we're taking up about a third of each and then a tiny bit for the green. And then for the orange we're just taking Flame Point, also from Sugar Pill. I'm going to take that on a new brush now, and a slightly bigger brush. This is going all over the centre portion of the eyelid. And then again, start blending out the edges. And then I'm going to take the red shade Love Plus, also from Sugar Pill, on the other side of the brush I used the orange with. We're just going to take that on the outer third of the eye. So I'm sorry if any parts of this are a bit out of focus or anything like that. This is a new camera, and the first time actually that I'm ever filming with it. So I have got a lot to learn still, but I think I'm sort of getting the hang of it. It's very weird being able to see myself filming. So I've got the flip round screen. So again, once you've got the main colour down, you want to just blend the two colours together by going between the two of them. So once I've got those down, I'm going to start blending out the edges of them. And for that I'm taking a little bit of that contour shade again. You basically want to go over any harsh lines and sort of buff them out really. Now for underneath the eye I'm going to use the same colours, so I'm back to my really small brush and I've got some of that bright yellow. And we're going to place that next to the green. And then for the orange under the eyes I'm going to use the tips of the bristles of the same brush again. And then wipe it off on the back of my hand and apply the red. Now on the next eye I'm going to take Fringe from the Urban Decay Electric palette on a small pencil brush, and I'm going to mix a little bit of Freak in with it too, which is the minty shade at the bottom, just to lift the colour. And we're placing this where we placed the yellow on the other side. I'm then going to take Chaos, the electric blue shade. This colour's amazing. This colour's got the most fallout because it is very matte. And again, once there's less product on the brush, just start going around the edges, patting it into the teal colour or the turquoise, and into where we're going to have the purple. Lastly, we're going to take my favourite shade, which is this really rich purple shade called Urban. I'm just going to apply that to the outer third of the eye. Okay, now we're going to repeat all those colours underneath the eyes. So I'm going to take the small pencil brush and the colour Fringe with a tiny bit of the Freak shade and place that underneath. Then take a little bit of Chaos on the edge of that brush and then a little bit of Urban. Now to just blend those out a little bit better, we're going to take that crease colour again and just run it across the top of all these shades. I'm using the same brush as on the other eye. I just wiped it on the back of my hand a little bit. So now that the eyes are almost done, I'm going to do my foundation. So I'm just going to first dot it around my skin and then I buff it in. And this is Kat Von D's Lock It Tattoo Foundation in shade 42. Which initially will look very light on me, but it's because I have so much redness in my skin. The actual colour does match my neck and chest. If you did have any fallout from the eyeshadow, do wipe that off beforehand, otherwise you'll get sort of stains under your eyes. Just going to do a second thin layer. Because the eyes are so dramatic, I really want a nice full coverage base. Obviously if you don't like that look or you already have very good skin, then you know, wear the level of foundation that you feel suitable. I'm then going to conceal under my eyes again, this time a bit further down than last time. And because we've already applied our eye makeup, it's very important that you're quite careful to not go over the eyeshadow. So this time, instead of using a fluffy brush, I'm using this angled concealer brush, just so I can get really close to it. So what things are you guys looking forward to most at Pride? Do you like the parade, or do you like going out afterwards, or just the general atmosphere and vibes that day? I sort of, I find that, well, I've been every year except last year, and I find that the parade always makes me really emotional, with like a mixture of feeling so happy and content, and everyone's so glittery and rainbow, and then really sad that Pride has to exist, but then really grateful that it does because it's the best day of the year. So yeah, sort of go through all the emotions that day. I think it's just about feeling secure and loved and respected that day, and I think it's really important just in general. And then I'm just going to set that with a tiny bit of powder. Going to go all the way around the eyes just to help blend out any eyeshadow. I'm so happy to be doing my first video back as such an elaborate colourful makeup, because you know, this camera shows colours so much better than the previous one. Everything looks so like washed out and blurry and grey, and so I figured with Pride coming up next week and the introduction to my new camera, I might as well do something a bit more creative. So the next thing I'm going to do is just create a really thin line with Kat Von D's Tattoo Eyeliner in Trooper, just along the lashes for when we stick the false eyelashes on. I'm then going to take my big fluffy brush and some translucent powder and just press that all over my skin. This will help set the foundation in place, and it will remove any shine, and it will also mean that any powder products like contour and bronzer and blusher and things blend on quite smoothly. So next I'm going to do my brows, and for that I'm going to use NYX's Micro Brow Pencil in Ash Blonde, and then just brush them through with a spoolie. So you can see now they just look a tiny bit more defined, a bit more definition. What I'll do now is apply the brow gel just to one side as well, so you can see the difference then. For that I use NYX Brow Mascara. So as you can see, it adds a lot more definition and it will last all day, sort of set in place with the mixture of those two products. Next I'm going to contour my face, and for that I'm going to use the Sleek Contouring Palette in Light, the same as what we used in the crease, and I'm going to take a NYX contouring brush for that. And then for my highlight I'm going to take this bright white one from the Sleek's highlighting palette. There is a highlighter in the other one, but it's just quite not as bright as this. It's a bit warmer, and that's fine on a day-to-day basis, but you can see this one looks amazing. And as this is quite, you know, special occasion makeup, we might as well go all out. So as always, I put the brush first down where I want the most amount of pigment, which is just sort of to the side of the eye and at the tops of the cheeks. And then I start to blend out the edges of that. See, in real life it doesn't quite look as bright as this because you don't have a ring light following you around, but it's still quite something. Now I'm going to take a little bit of iridescent glitter just for the inner corners. This is a pressed glitter from Glitter Tubes. This one has a slight green reflex to it, so I think it will work really well with the lime green inner corners. Next I'm going to apply my false lashes, and for that I'm going to use Ardell's Demi Wispies. Now that I've applied my false lashes, I'm going to apply my mascara, and for that I'm going to use High and Mighty by H&M. So there we go, that's the eye makeup complete. I hope that you really do enjoy Pride in whatever city that you celebrate it in, and I hope that it makes you feel that you have a place and that you feel accepted and respected in the world, and I hope it's a day where we can all celebrate and feel loved and supported. So I hope you enjoyed this makeup tutorial. If you did, then please give it a big thumbs up because it makes a huge difference, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care, bye bye.